Hey guys, welcome in. Welcome to FoodTokTV, home of the longest running live cooking channel on TikTok. So today I have a fabulous recipe for you. I'm going to be doing homemade pot stickers. I'm going to accompany that with an Asian cucumber salad. So first I'm going to go ahead and get into this cucumber salad. So what you're going to want is a good Persian cucumber. Another good option too is the smaller cucumbers for pickling. So those are great too. They have the same kind of consistency of the Persian cucumbers. They have like that thinner skin, very crispy. So let's go ahead and get into this salad because I want to what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up and then we're going to absorb all the water out of this cucumber and then get all of our ingredients in for the sauce that goes on it. So I'm just going to chop this up into, a bite-sized piece. So something, you can fit into your mouth in just one bite. So since these are this is a wider one, I'm going to go about this size, this thin. So hey Mima, welcome in. Thanks for joining. If you guys are just joining, I'm making homemade pot stickers with a cucumber salad. And this is an Asian cucumber salad. And if you guys have ever had that really delicious cucumber salad at your favorite dumpling restaurant or Chinese cuisine, this is kind of like a copycat of that. So it's very delicious. You can make it right at home. I know they probably just sling through a ton of orders of that cucumber salad because it's so good. Every time I go, I order it as an appetizer. Very delicious, very great for the table. So let's make it at home. Like I said, I'm doing these in about bite-sized pieces, something you can fit into your mouth in one bite. So because this is a wider cucumber, I'm going a little bit thinner. If you have the pickling cucumbers that are similar to the Persian cucumber, you will want to make them a little bit wider. Those are ideal if you can find those. But these work. The only thing I would say is just not use your typical, I guess I'll call it American cucumber just because that's usually what's most available. They're kind of wider, their skins are thicker. They just don't make for a good crispy bite. These are just the perfect crispiness for the salad. So that's why I prefer the Persian cucumbers. I think they might also be called English cucumbers. I see the definitions getting thrown around all over the place. Hey Jessica, welcome in. I love cucumber salad. Okay, good. You're gonna love this one. If you've never had the Asian inspired cucumber salad, this is really good. In the summertime we like to make a cucumber tomato salad with some onions and lemon juice and olive oil and parsley. But we're gonna do a little bit different with some Asian flavors. Hey Shay baby, what's up girl? How have you been? Okay, so we've got our cucumbers, and so now what I'm gonna do is just salt these really well, and then I'm just gonna let them sit. So what the salt's gonna do is pull all that liquid out of these, so that way we can get as much of the water out as possible. And you can skip this step, you guys, absolutely. If you're in a hurry, you can skip it, but just add a little bit more of the ingredients for the sauce. So because the water is just gonna dilute everything, so add more soy sauce, more salt, more sesame oil. So we'll get to that part in a minute. So right now, I'm just coating these with some salt, and I'm just gonna let it sit for 10-20 minutes so that salt can pull that water out of there, and then we're gonna strain these, and then we'll get our sauce in it. So we'll go ahead and move on to the prep for the dumplings. If you guys are just joining, I'm making homemade pot stickers, pork pot stickers, homemade dumplings, whatever you want to call it. And then when I say homemade, I use that kind of loosely because I will be using pre-made wonton wrappers, but we'll be making the filling and all that ourselves here. Hey guys, hey Katie, what's up? Welcome in. Hi Fran. Hey Mark. Oh, Shayna, I just missed your comment. Good. How are you? I'm doing good, guys. So a little life update. I started a new job yesterday, a fancy pants corporate job. So that was fun, my first day there, and everybody was really nice. It was just like, you know, a bunch of meetings introducing me to people. So yeah, actually I posted on my TikTok about it. I packed my lunch for my first day of work and it turned out to be kind of stinky. So that's on my page. You guys want to visit my page, Dinner for Dinks. That's spelled Dinner for FORDINKS. Give me a follow over there, but I posted about that, about my first day at work. So yeah, give me a follow, and if you haven't connected with Food Talk, give them a follow up here, guys. They host live creators every single day of the week. They're the longest running live cooking show on TikTok. They haven't missed a single day in 5 years. That's a funny video. Thank you, Katie. I made you guys laugh. Okay, I'm so glad. Making Asian cucumber salad to go with homemade pot stickers. Hey, Joan. Hello. Welcome, welcome, you guys. Happy to have you here. Okay, so for our filling, I'm just getting this out because we're going to put our pork in here. Let me grab that so we can kind of come to room temperature. We don't want it to be like ice cold when we cook it, but you know, we want to keep it in the fridge as long as possible. So I'm just going to set that aside. Okay, so for the filling with pot stickers, obviously we have ground pork. We're going to do 1 pound of ground pork. And if you guys miss anything at all, the recipe is available at FoodTokTV.com. And this will be uploaded to YouTube after the show's over. So if you miss anything at all, you can watch the full entire episode on YouTube. So what I'm going to do here is start out with about a cup of cabbage. So I'm using the tricolor coleslaw mix. Use anything, you guys. Like if you have a head of cabbage, you know, sometimes that's more cost efficient, use that. But I'm just gonna go ahead and mince this up really small. And I don't even think I'm gonna use all of this. Just gonna mince as much, and then we'll see kind of how much we want to add as we go. And I want it to be small because we're only going to be filling these dumplings about like a teaspoon at a time. So these, if you have the strands too long, it's just going to pierce through that dumpling wrapper, and then you're going to have all your goods falling out all over the place. So just making this real small. You know, I guess like KFC style. Their coleslaw is chopped very small, kind of similar to that. So just chop it right up. Also, I feel like KFC gets a lot of flack, but they hands down have the best coleslaw. I'll fight you over it. They are the best. All right, so we got that good and chopped up. Just want to make sure it's really small. All right, that's looking pretty good. So just slide that over. Also, guys, if you visit the FoodTokTV.com website, they're receiving submissions for your favorite recipe for your favorite live creator to cook. So what you'll do, you'll head on over there, submit your favorite recipe. The staff at FoodTokTV is going to pick their favorite, and then they're going to allow you guys to vote which content creator you want to cook it. So if you have something you've been dying for someone to cook on here, this is your chance to get it on there now. I know every now and then we'll get requests like, can you make this, can you make that? And so this would be your chance. And then you'll get bragging rights that your recipe won. And then you get to pick your favorite creator. So head on over there, do that, it'd be super great and help us out a lot. Okay, so we've got our cabbage, and I'm gonna do some, let's get our scallions first. Got these washed. As always, we're gonna separate the greens from the whites. And normally in this recipe, I would recommend doing four of these scallion stalks, but because I have these two little skinty ones, I'm just gonna count this as one. Also, you guys, the FoodTokTV website is available through your Amazon Alexa or Google speaker. So you just have to say, hey, so-and-so, pull up Brittney Gensel's recipe for homemade pot stickers, and it will pull it up for you guys. So be aware of that. That's very convenient. You know, if you got, your hands are yucky, you've got children in one hand, your phone in another, trying to cook dinner, very easy way to just make that much more convenient for yourself. Hands-free, that's the way I like to go. Okay, so I'm just slicing these pretty thin. These are gonna go into our pot sticker mix. And just kind of slide that over a little bit. I want to keep it separate from my cabbage because I don't know exactly how much cabbage I'm going to put in there until we kind of eyeball it and see what we're doing. So see some of your comments here. Welcome in. I used to like Chick-fil-A's coleslaw. Southern coleslaw sounds so good. I know. I've never had Chick-fil-A's coleslaw. I honestly didn't even know they had coleslaw at Chick-fil-A. Maybe, do they still? Of course, like, you know, nothing beats like your mom's coleslaw, your mom's potato salad. But like, if you're out and about, KFC definitely has the best coleslaw, and if you're craving it. But there's like really rarely a time where I'm like, I'm craving some coleslaw. It's usually like an afterthought. But I do like a good coleslaw on like a pulled pork sandwich. I love to do that, and like living in Texas, everything is a taco, so I like to make like some pulled pork tacos and put a little cabbage on there, put a little barbecue sauce, a little corn salsa. Yeah, delicious. It's just sometimes it seems like, you know, a tortilla just makes a better vehicle to hold all the things you want than a sandwich, and it falls out the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So it really makes more sense to do things in a taco shell more often. Okay, kind of wasting time here on these. Let me pick up the pace. So if you guys are just joining, I'm making homemade pot stickers, and right now I'm getting the filling going for these. We're gonna add some garlic, some scallions, and some ginger, some cabbage, and obviously some pork. I'm making you hungry. Hey, Christine, how are you? These pot stickers are so good. They don't look as pretty as like what you get at, you know, an Asian restaurant, but they are easy to make at home, and they're absolutely delicious. They taste great. Honestly, I think your significant other, whoever you cook for, would be impressed if you made these. Okay, so we've got our garlic, and now we need some ginger, so let's get this peeled. And use about a thumb of ginger. I'm just gonna kind of salvage, I've kind of like picked away at this piece of ginger, so I'm just gonna salvage what I can out of here. And in case you missed it before, the best way to peel ginger, use the inside of a spoon, and you're just gonna peel down. And it's just gonna peel that skin right off. Yeah, this one's kind of at its wit's end. You know, I've noticed lately that ginger isn't as yellow as it once was. You know, the stuff that I'm getting in stores these days, it's kind of interesting. I mean, it tastes fine from what I can tell. Probably need to do an H Mart run and see what they're working with over there, because Kroger's ginger is looking a little pale. It's looking a little too westernized, if you know what I mean. Okay, so peel your ginger. I won't use all of this. We'll use a good amount of it though, and then I'm gonna call it done with that one. Okay, so for our dumpling filling, hey Jenny, what's up? Hey William, welcome, welcome. Making lo mein pot stickers would go great. Heck yeah. Absolutely, that'd be so good. You should make this cucumber salad to go along with that. That would definitely pair very well. Okay, so we got our bowl here for our pork. Let me grab gloves. And let me just grab a little steak knife to cut this open. Okay, so I've got a pound of pork, ground pork. Just be careful not to cross-contaminate anything. Get that in there. You know, it's sometimes it has like that little dry sheet, sometimes it doesn't, so I'm like never know what to expect when I open it. Pork stays pretty dry though. I think maybe I'm thinking about turkey and chicken, that gets really watery. You're gluten-free, love your ponytail, thank you so much. Gluten-free, well, okay, I believe for that there is a recipe on FoodTokTV.com. I think it was Mama T who posted it. It is like an onion wrap dumpling. So it's basically a dumpling, but with like a sauteed, or I would imagine she roasted it first. So it's like wrapped in an onion. So check that out. I saw that and I was like, dang girl, that looks good. That looks really good. So check that one out for sure. Okay. You know what, I just don't want to touch anything. Let me get some, let's get our wet ingredients. I'm going to put our wet ingredients in here first, which is going to be 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. I always use low sodium soy sauce, you know, just to be careful. I don't want to get it too salty. Oh, and then also, if you're gluten-free, use coconut aminos. That's a good one. They also make gluten-free soy sauce. Like, I've seen like an alternative that's actually soy sauce that's gluten-free. I would just be wary of whatever ingredients they have to put in that to make it gluten-free and still make it seem like soy sauce. So I'm just always careful about that. If my mother-in-law has celiac disease, so I'm definitely no stranger to that. So anytime I'm cooking for her, I just try to use things that are naturally gluten-free. So rather than something that's been altered, modified to be gluten-free. So I'm doing 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. Really good. This is really like the #1 ingredient that you have in like almost every Potsticker you've ever had in your life. There's definitely sesame oil in it. That's what that flavor that's shining through is, that sesame oil. Okay, we're good there. So let's get back to our dry ingredients. Okay, so not necessary. You can definitely chop, but since I'm already going to use my microplane for my ginger, I'm just going to go ahead and do some shaved garlic into here. And I've got 4 cloves of garlic. And these are pretty big ones. So, you know, usually when someone sees a recipe that says 2 cloves of garlic, they're probably at least doubling that. I'd stick to 4 on this, because these are big. And just shave that down. It's gonna make like a little garlic paste. You know, this is really the best way to do garlic because it just kind of like disintegrates it, so it just mixes in with everything so much more evenly. So you don't like bite into something and then have like a big piece of garlic. This is a really good way for everything to just mix really, really well. Same thing with like onion. If you could do onion on a box grater, that's a good way to do it too. So I kind of smashed this one to smithereens, so we'll do it the best we can with our shaved. I didn't really think that through all the way. We'll work with what we've got here. You can also use garlic paste, but the only thing about that is it is already cooked. You know, the jar of garlic, they have it in paste form, minced form. I don't know what else. I think the whole one you buy in the refrigerated section, if you buy whole cloves of garlic, those are still raw. So I will be using the jarred garlic for the cucumber because I'm not cooking it. Anytime, that's kind of like my rule, anytime that I am not cooking the garlic and I'm going to be serving it without cooking, then I'm going to use the jarred garlic because raw garlic is super pungent. But this is going to get cooked right into this pot sticker filling when we cook the pot stickers, so not too worried about that. Okay, one more clove of garlic, and then we'll get our ginger grated into here. This is quite a bit, so yeah, I would do 4 regular size cloves of garlic. All right, looking good, good enough. So let's get our ginger grated in here now. I will get to your comments here in just a second. So cute, Babs. I missed it. I'll get your comments here in just a sec. Okay, so I'm just gonna grate some of this in here. We'll probably do like a half teaspoon's worth. See how much we can get out of this thing. It's kind of on its last leg. Another reason why I do the grated garlic instead of chopped is because it's very fibrous. So if you're getting, you know, a bite of a piece of garlic, it's a little fibrous, and it's definitely, not garlic, sorry, ginger, it's definitely gonna stand out. Like, you're gonna know what you're chomping on right away. I really like to make sure my flavors are blended well, meshed well. I'll definitely preach that all day, every day. So, takes a little time, but it's worth it. Okay, so here we go. Here's our ginger. Just take that off in there. Scoop that out. Oopsie, we're definitely done with that one. Okay, so that's that. Let's get our scallions added in here. Alrighty, and let's do like half of this cabbage we have here. Let's do 3/4. I think I like that. I like the way that looks. Okay, let me go ahead and add a little salt, and then we'll just mix this all together. Highly recommend wearing some gloves so you don't get it all up in your fingernails. So I'm just gonna salt this just a little bit. We've got soy sauce in there. It's pretty salty. Just salt to taste. All right. I think we can ditch this cutting board for now. We'll have to cut up our scallions in a bit, but for now, this can go over here. Okay, so we'll get this mixed up, and then we'll go check back on that cucumber salad. I'm so sorry if you guys are just joining. I'm making homemade pot stickers. So we've got our pot sticker filling here. We've got a pound of ground pork. We have probably about 3/4 cup of shredded cabbage, 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, some grated garlic, some grated ginger. So now I'm just mixing it all together. Oh, and about 4 scallion stalks, just the white ends sliced separately from the greens. So just mixing all this together. Smells good already, and I haven't even cooked it yet. It's that sesame oil. I'm telling you guys, that is like the key ingredient. I would say in a lot of Asian cooking, you're gonna find a lot of sesame oil. And sesame oil is a flavor oil, guys. Don't fry. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but I don't recommend you fry stuff in scallion or in sesame oil. It has a low smoke point. It's just gonna burn all the heck. If you see a recipe that tells you to saute something in sesame oil, I'd question their opinion on a lot of things. No, I'm kidding, but just on that recipe, I definitely question it. Okay. All right, so we're good and mixed up. Looking good. Give it a little pat, a little love tap. Okay. done with that for now, so let's check on those cucumbers. Okay, set this aside. So here's our cucumber. I don't see very much water has drained out, like at all. So this could just be, let me grab a strainer. Pepper, no. It could just be that it's not a very watery cucumber. So, hey, no barking. Come here. That's Pepper. If you guys haven't seen her yet, she's a little Pomeranian who thinks she's a bulldog. Come here. Come say hi. All right, I lost a cucumber. Okay. So put this back in here. Here's Pepper. Say hi, Pepper. Yeah, you little brat. She's a brat and she knows it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and dress this salad now, and then it's gonna go ahead and marinate for a little bit, and then at the end it'll be good to go. If you guys are just joining, I'm making homemade pot stickers, and we're doing an Asian cucumber salad. I will have to try them. Sounds good. Hi, Pepper. Pepper Mima says hi. Gotta be careful with sesame oil. It is strong. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. So if you guys are just joining, I'm making homemade pot stickers, cucumber salad. You guys, if you're not following Food Talk already, connect with them up here. They have live creators that go live every single day of the week. They are the longest running cooking channel on TikTok. They have not missed a single live show. They have not missed a day in 5 years. So if you miss anything from this live, any ingredients, anything like that, the recipe is on FoodTokTV.com. You can pull it up on your Alexa or Google speaker, and this whole video, if you missed anything at all, will be uploaded to YouTube within the next 24 hours, so you can catch anything you might have missed. Okay, hello, hi, is it Jan? I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time saying it. Jan Wood, hello, welcome in. Okay, so for the cucumbers, I'm just gonna do a little bit of, the recipe is on, like I said, it's on FoodTokTV.com. So I'm gonna do about like a 1/4 teaspoon of rice vinegar. I'm just gonna eyeball it though. A little bit of that, okay? And of course, a little tiny bit of sugar. That's why Asian food's so good, I think, because they just always add sugar to everything. That's why everything tastes good, is because there's sugar. A little bit of sugar. That looks good. And I'm gonna do about like a 1/4 to a 1/2 teaspoon of sesame oil. Like I said, I'm just gonna eyeball it here. And yes, like Mima said, this is very strong, so a little goes a long way. Okay, looking good there. And about a 1/2 teaspoon of soy sauce. And as I mentioned, we'll do some jarred garlic. I don't want to use raw garlic on this because you're not cooking it. It'll be very pungent, and in my opinion, it's just not very pleasant. So I'm gonna do about a teaspoon of garlic. Minced garlic. And lastly, we'll do about a 1/2 teaspoon of chili crisp. So you guys, if you don't have chili crisp, if you have chili oil, that works just as well. Any brand of chili crisp will be great. Fly by Jang one's pretty good. This is a Spice World brand. Obviously Trader Joe's is superior. There's a brand called, I think it's Tony's. That's a really good one. It's got like Asian flavors in it. I really like that one. Okay, so let's mix this all up. So here's what we're working with. Just mix her up. Hello, hi Michael, welcome in. Also, you guys, I go live on my personal TikTok channel, which is Dinner for Dinks, D-I-N-K-S. I go live every Monday at 7, so come check me out there. On that channel, I typically do like really quick weeknight meals, so it's something that you can add to your weekly rotation. That's easy, and you won't be too worried about being tired after work and not wanting to cook. Let me try this real quick. Really good. Okay, so the longer this sits, the better it will be. So I'm just gonna stick this in the refrigerator because I do want it to be cold and crunchy. Okay, and we can get rolling on these pot stickers. So yeah, so on my channel I try to do like quick weeknight meals. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like my routine after work, I just like come home, I get right to cooking dinner, because if I sit down, I'm not gonna want to get up again. Yeah, like if I sit down and try to decompress for like 10 minutes, we're ordering Panda Express because your girl's not getting back up. So yesterday, my first day of work, I had like a 30 message group chat, unread message group chat, and I was a little overwhelmed because like it's my first day of work, so like I like have to pretend I care, right? No, I'm kidding, but like I actually like have to be like locked in and focused. So I can tell that I've been in the corporate world too long, because at the end of the night, by the time I was like done cooking, got the dishes put away, I actually had to run to Best Buy too to get a docking station for my home computer. And at the end, like by the time I was able to respond to everybody, I just like started scrolling. I'm like, I'm not reading this. I literally responded and I said, hey, can I get a high level overview of what's going on in this chat? And then I felt like a jerk, but like, guys, 30 is ridiculous. Bless their hearts, love them. I'm checking your comments. Hello, hey guys. Yes, Dinner for Dinks. Thank you, Katie. What am I making, Rome? I am making homemade pot stickers, and we just made a cucumber salad that's marinating in the fridge, like an Asian cucumber salad. Like if you've ever had that really delicious cucumber salad at your like favorite dumpling place, this is one we're gonna do at home. What's my new job? Just like, you know, a fancy pants corporate job. I'm a logistics manager for, I don't really want to get into it too much, you know, it's kind of private, but I'm a logistics manager, so I'll manage a department that's in charge of, you know, shipping products across the United States. Okay, let me I'm gonna get a new cutting board. Let me show you guys how to wrap these dumplings. Super easy, super easy. I have love-hate relationship with group chats. They always want to go off while you're eating or editing. Sorry, no. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate them when it's like, when there's an end goal. Like we're talking about something because we want to do something. But if we're just chit-chatting in the middle of the day, and then I come to my lunch break or end of the day at work, and I gotta cipher through, you know, something that maybe should have been sent to one person. Yeah. But no disrespect, I love my friends. I really do. I love having friends. I'm not complaining. So, okay. Let's do our pot stickers. So let me think real quick. Everything we're gonna need. So we're gonna need our dumplings, or our wrappers, our dumpling wrappers, and of course our filling. And then what you'll need is like a little cup of water. So I'll show you what we're gonna use it for. But you'll definitely need this. How are we doing on time? 8:04. Okay. So I might not get through all of these, but let's see where we end up. And like typically I cook for 2, but when it comes to pot stickers, I'm gonna make enough to make it worth my time, because it is, you know, it is a cumbersome process. It's not that bad, it's just, it is what it is. So I need the juice to be worth the squeeze, if you know what I mean. So I'm making enough for dinner tonight, and then for my lunch tomorrow, and then hopefully I don't stink up my break room at work tomorrow. You should be safe. You're gonna microwave these and everyone's gonna be like, oh dang, what's that? That smells good, that smells good. Anytime I have like Asian food leftovers, lights out, everyone's like, ooh, what are you eating? What are you eating? That smells good. All right, we got our filling here. Oh, I don't want to block you guys. I need a shirt that says, it is what it is. Heck yeah. I just got a shirt. Instagram really has me pegged for like the advertisements. I just got a shirt that is a Pomeranian cooking in a wok while holding a cigarette. So it's got chopsticks in one hand and it's got a little apron on, but it's a Pomeranian, like my dog Pepper. It's too funny. I had to get it. I'm like, I can't not. Okay, let me get a little paper towel. Actually, no. Set these here. You guys can still see what I'm doing here. Oh, Trini, you were talking earlier about the cops showing up at your house looking for that lady that used to live with you. You know, I had a similar situation, but not a missing person. It was like my first year living at my house. As long as you don't microwave fish, you should be good. Yeah, exactly. Fish is like literally the most deadly one that is just unacceptable, in my opinion. You know, another is like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, those stinky vegetables, cruciferous vegetables, stinky. If I have broccoli or Brussels sprouts or anything like for my lunch from my leftovers, then I just eat them cold. I'd rather suffer than be embarrassed. So I have that same cabinet color in your trailer. Oh, cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, you know, I was going for more of like a sage green, but it turned out kind of almost like, not quite the Tiffany color, but very similar. I like it. It feels very, very mid-century kind of California vibes. Okay. Yeah, so I was saying, Trini, I had a similar situation when it was like my first year living here. The cops showed up at our door. I had company over. My aunt was visiting from out of town, and they said that they got a report. They got a report that someone did like a 911 hang-up call. So like someone called 911 and then hung up on them, and I was like, no, not here. You know, I was like, you guys can come inside. My husband and my uncle were out back, and I was like, yeah, everyone's out here. You can come check around, whatever. And they were like, oh, you guys I really like what you've done to the place. Oh, there's new cabinets, all this stuff. And they were like, we used to get calls to this house all the time because I guess the lady that lived here before us had like a medical issue. So I think that's like what they assumed was happening. So yeah, I don't know, just false alarm. Just similar, but yeah, you reminded me about that. I kind of forgot that has happened. But you know, I honestly, what I think happened is that my aunt's watch, I think my aunt's watch accidentally, like if you accidentally hit the SOS on the Apple Watch, it will accidentally call the police. And I really, she kept like accidentally like clicking that over the weekend, and I think that she might have done that. Okay, so do you have a small cookie scoop? You know, I have, yes I do, but it's a little bit too big for these dumplings. That's what I would typically use when I make meatballs. I use that, but these need to be really small because if you overfill them, they won't close. Okay, so I've got about like just like maybe a teaspoon size of the filling in here. So the reason why we have this, we're just gonna wet the edges so that way the dumplings stick. So wet one side. We're gonna make them triangle shaped, so I'm just doing the tops. It's actually been a while since I've made these. I'm really looking forward to it. All right, what? You know, I have gloves on, but I'm probably gonna take these off because it's not gonna really be very easy to do the fold part of this, so I'm just gonna have to wash my hands when I'm done. Okay, and so just fold from one corner to the other. So you want to take the dry side and fold it onto the wet side, and then you're just gonna press in. So like I was saying, these are not as fancy as what you're gonna get at a restaurant, or you know, if you buy them frozen in the freezer aisle, but they are delicious. I mean, you can try to get cute and like fold them or whatever, something like that. That would work. But I'm gonna keep these triangular because it's gonna be faster and easier for me. So just fold all these over. Okay, I am gonna try to hurry up here a little bit. And I don't know how many this is gonna make, but definitely it's gonna make enough for dinner tonight and lunch tomorrow. So just like I said, fold this over. So sometimes they kind of just get stuck. You don't want anything sticking out on the edge, or it's obviously not gonna close. And then when you cook it, it's gonna bust out of there. So yeah, so I still have a little piece of cabbage stuck in there. Okay, there, we should be good now. Fold her down, each one. And then I'm gonna get a plate with a little damp paper towel, and we're gonna keep these covered. If you don't keep them covered, it won't be the end of the world. They're just gonna start to dry out. These are moist, so this, imagine like fresh pasta. This is what this is. So if you leave it out, it kind of dries up. And we want to keep them moist before we cook them. So just seal these boys up. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to sear as many as possible, and then we'll steam them all at once. So I think that'll be the quickest method to cook these. Okay, let me grab a plate and a paper towel. So I'm just going to damp this paper towel here, and then it'll help keep those dry. I'll show you guys. Unfold that. Like when you make pot stickers in the microwave, if you've ever done that, you usually put like the damp paper towel in there. So put our pot stickers on our plate. And then we'll cover it up with this damp paper towel. And that'll help keep those moist and from drying up. You know, like if they dry up, they do kind of get a little crumbly, and then you're gonna then they won't stick, like they won't stay closed. So that's, ooh, I don't want to drink that. I almost drank my finger water. Gross. Okay, I'm checking out your what is the filling? Joanne, the filling is pork. We've got ground pork, a pound of ground pork, some chopped cabbage, soy sauce, sesame oil, onion, garlic, and ginger. Okay, let's do a few more of these. I'm gonna go through it kind of fast this time, since you guys already saw the first one. And kind of explode. I just broke that one, so I'm gonna ditch that one. Yeah, these are kind of sticking together a little bit, which is kind of a pain in my butt. Careful peeling them, and you'll rip them apart. So while I'm doing this, guys, I'll tell you a little bit more about FoodTokTV. If you guys are watching and you're not following FoodTokTV, you can connect with them right up here. They have live creators, live cooking creators every single day of the week. Different types of creators. You know, we have grill masters, home cooks, and there's bound to be someone that you like. You know, I hope you like me, but if you don't, it won't hurt my feelings. There's other creators on here that do a really great job. And the creator before me, her name is Trini. Trini Cooks is her handle. So she always makes dinner and dessert, which I find super impressive because, like, you only get an hour. So that's like that's a really big commitment. Cooking dinner and dessert, like, good job. So give them a follow. You can connect right up here. Also, I go live on my personal account every Monday. My handle is Dinner for Dinks. That's spelled D-I-N-K-S. Give me a follow. I go live every Monday. I typically keep those to like quicker weeknight meals, something you can, you know, realistically add to your weekly rotation, something that's not going to keep you in the kitchen for, you know, more than 45 minutes or so. So yeah, give me a follow. Teach us some new recipes, some new cooking methods. Would love to have you there. So if you guys missed it, I'm just wetting the top corners of these, and then we're gonna fold them. We're gonna connect the wet side to the dry side, and I'm just using this little cup of water for my finger here. I'm just trying to kind of breeze through this pretty quickly so we can get cooking these. I think I'll do about half the batch and then we'll go ahead and start cooking, just for time. Okay, and then you fold the dry to the wet tops. So this one, there is a little bit of stuff stuck in there, and that's gonna cause a problem later. I'm just gonna scrape that out. Get that out if we can. There we go. Okay, so take the tops to the dry bottoms to the wet tops and just seal them together, just like that. So these, like I said, what is a dink? A dink is, DINKS, it's an acronym. It stands for Dual Income, No Kids. So it is just my husband and I and our little dog Pepper. So I'm just cooking for the two of us. Pepper doesn't miss out though. She gets gourmet, fresh cooked farmer's dog chicken. So don't feel bad for her. She eats like a queen. She eats better than my first child, that's for sure. And by my first child, I mean my last Pomeranian. Her name was Bailey. I had her from, I was 17 when I got her, and I want to say I was like 31 maybe when she passed away. So I had her for a very long time. She was the dog that raised me. So my first child, you know, you're always a little bit more reckless with your first one. She had she was on a kibble diet, so they did not have farmer's dog back then, and everyone feeds their dog kibble. So Pepper eats like a princess, and maybe I'm a helicopter mom now. All right, so let me just do one more round of these and then I'll get cooking these. Okay, so I'm doing 6 at a time, so we've got 12, this will be 18. Sorry, math is not my best subject. I can do girl math all day though. Oh, we love our fur babies. Yes, yes we do. We sure do. Yeah, my rule to myself was like, okay, I'm gonna wait 2 full years before I get another dog. I already knew I wanted a Pomeranian. Like, I'll just always have a Pomeranian because they're so cute. And I made it a year and a half after Bailey passed, before I got Pepper. Just need some time to grieve, you know what I mean? And just understand that they're going to be 2 separate types of personalities. Don't compare them to one another. All that good stuff. And you're just like filling one with another. I just really feel like you should just give it time. People do what they need to do. I just couldn't imagine back to back. Also, you know, I won't lie. It was nice having, you know, a little bit more freedom. You don't have to worry about someone watching your dog. So, you know, that year and a half of freedom of just coming and going as we needed to was pretty nice. Although, because Bailey was my first child, she went everywhere with me. You can ask Shay Baby, she's in the chat. She's my best friend since high school. Bailey went literally everywhere with us. Everywhere. So, that was nice. She was also like half the size of Pepper. Pepper is like 11 pounds. Bailey was like 5.5 pounds. Very small. She was very small. Pepper's a good girl. She's very smart. Very smart. Okay, so just doing this last round. Also, you know, I mentioned it already, but in case some of you are on here that were before, if you guys are not following Food Talk, give them a follow up here. They have live creators that go live every single day of the week. They're the longest running cooking channel on TikTok. They've never missed a single day in 5 years. Even when TikTok was down, they went on YouTube. Oh, I think I skipped a whole row. What am I doing? ADHD brain here. Also, if you guys missed any of this, you can watch the full episode on YouTube at FoodTokTV. FoodTokTV streams on every single platform. So you can catch this whole episode within the next 24 hours if you miss anything. And if you miss anything, the recipe is posted on the website, FoodTokTV.com. There's also a new event coming where you can submit your favorite recipe, and the staff at FoodTokTV will choose one, and you guys will vote on which FoodTokTV creator you want to cook it. So this is your chance to shine and pick your favorite recipe. You guys always ask, cook this, cook that. So now's your chance. So go check that out, FoodTokTV.com. So the meat isn't cooked yet. No ma'am. We are going to saute these. Yes, Shayna is from Flint too. Flint town. Okay, let me stick this in the fridge. I'm gonna cook this later. And really I just need to make some space. All right, we're gonna start cooking these now. Yeah, so here we've got like a good plate full. This will be good. We'll get these cooked. You guys can see the process, and then I'll do the rest later. All right, and if you missed it, I just have this under a damp paper towel because they will dry out if you leave them out, and we don't want that. They'll crack and get icky. So we have that, keeping those moist. Like the dumpling wrappers are like fresh pasta, so like they will dry out very quickly. So I'm just gonna put this away. I don't want these to dry up on me either. Let's set those aside. Okay, let's get cooking. So I'm gonna put this at about medium to medium-high heat, and we're just gonna get a good sear on each side, and then we're gonna steam them. So let me grab a lid. Okay, that's the right one. Perfect. Just gonna clear up some space here. If you guys joined late, I'm making homemade pot stickers. We've got our filling ready. We've got our pot stickers wrapped up, and here they are. We've got a cucumber salad. They're already, look, one of the monitors off your desk. They already took one of my monitors. Oh, I already knew about that. I told one of the guys he'll need it for all of the accounts payable stuff that I was working on. So, because it's like this really long spreadsheet, so the monitor is really big. But they are like vultures coming in to take it. No, that monitor was badass, so I don't blame them. Alright, so we've got this heating up. I'm going to do some vegetable oil. Do whatever oil you have, whatever you like. One time, you guys, when I first started my cooking channel on Instagram, I posted a video about how I made homemade beef tallow, and you guys, I riled up the haters on the Instagram because, oh my god, I got so much crap for it. Like, oh, that's unhealthy, you should be using this, you should be using that. I'm like, literally, it's all fat, none of it's good for you. It was awful. And it was like during the like epidemic of like how bad seed oil is for you. So I'm like, what do you want then? Like, what's the better alternative? I can't use seed oil, I can't use beef tallow. Ay, ay, ay. When food gets political, it's ridiculous. Okay, this is pretty hot, so let's try to get one of these in here to sear it. I really should wash my hands really quick, actually. This thing kind of jumps around because it vibrates, so that one's not too hot yet. Oh, we're smoking. Okay, I've got a few of these in here. And we're just going to sear them about a minute or two on each side. Okay, sorry. I had to move my smoke alarm. Otherwise, you guys will be hearing that go off. Oh no, it does move around. I know, it's crazy. Hello, welcome in. Sorry, smoke's getting my eyes. Alright, so I'm gonna get the flip. You guys can see these okay, right? Yeah. Give that a minute. The pan's probably not quite as hot, but we were starting to smoke, so I didn't want to burn the oil too bad. This one's ready to flip. Okay. Flipping that one so you guys can see how it's good and golden here. That's kind of what we're looking for. So oh yeah, that one's definitely done. Alright, so I'm going to get a good sear on each side, and like I said, we're going to steam these at the end. And that's going to make a bunch of crazy noise and be very intimidating. Looks yummy. Thank you, Babs. Okay, let me grab another plate to set these on. We'll want to transfer them to a separate one. So this isn't going to like fully cook the pork inside just yet. When we steam it, that's going to cook everything. And like, it doesn't take too long to cook. These are very, very small. There's not a lot of filling in them. Give that just another minute. So since I've got a little more room here, I'm going to add a few more. Maybe just 2 more. You just got to kind of eyeball and remember where you put what and when. My first time watching you, I'm usually asleep by now. Oh, okay, cool, welcome. I see you commenting on all of my videos and stuff. Runaway pan every time I turn around. I know, it's crazy. It's a little annoying. It's also because I'm pretty sure my pan's a little warped, probably from me adding cold stuff immediately to a hot pan, you guys. One good way to preserve your pans is to not do that. Allow your pan to cool down before you immerse it in some cold water or something. But I mean, you've got to deglaze your pan, so it's pretty much inevitable. And I think that's really only relevant to like stainless steel. Alright, I'm going to turn this down because these are getting a little too dark for my liking. Alright, add a little bit more. Just don't want to overcrowd your pan too much, but you can get a couple in there at a time. Probably need a little bit more oil. Kind of mix that around. I do like these induction burners because they're a really good way to control the heat if you don't have a gas stove. And like it's good to just have on hand if you need an extra burner, if you have like a party you're hosting and you've got a bunch of stuff you're cooking, this is helpful. Steaming will help cook them. Yep, we're gonna steam them at the end. Okay. Also, you guys, one more time, if you missed anything at all, this will be uploaded to YouTube at the end of this, so you can catch that. And the recipe is available now at FoodTokTV.com. So get that for your full list of ingredients if you missed anything. If you don't know what we're making homemade Potstickers, so it should be one of the last recipes posted. You should be able to find it right away if you go to FoodTokTV.com. If you're not following FoodTokTV, give them a follow. They go live every single day of the week, post different creators every day. They're the longest running food channel on TikTok, and they have not missed a single show in 5 years, over 5 years. Someone asked Sherry, what kind of oil am I using? I have vegetable oil. Yeah, vegetable oil here. I'm kind of like slim picking, so I've got a little tiny bit of vegetable oil, a little tiny bit of peanut oil. I got my tallow out just in case I need a backup. This one, I didn't quite trust the beef tallow to saute in, but I have it as a backup if I run out of oil. So that's what we're working with. Okay. One more round. We've got 4 more dumplings to do. Here's that. I think this is the one we tried to fold. Let's see if we can get it to be cute. Let's do face down first. Okay. So just sear these about a minute on each side at like medium to medium high. I had it at medium high and it was getting a little too hot. It was kind of burning them a little too fast. So that's I just turned it down to medium. So it'll take a little bit longer, but I don't want to burn them. You're welcome, Cherry. I'd say vegetable oil is a good one for this. Vegetable oil or canola oil. Almost there. I need to add a little bit of oil. I'm definitely going to crank it up to medium-high though when we steam it, because I really want it to be hot and get a lot of steam in there and really steam these, get them fully cooked. Kind of get that true pot sticker texture. Does the meat get done? Yes, the meat will be cooked once you steam it. I mean, they're kind of par cooking right now, but really we're just getting the crisp on the outside. Another way you can do this, you know, like when I do frozen pot stickers, I just, because I'm not making that many at one time, I'll just kind of load up the pan and get them, you know, all lined up, and then they kind of sear, and then I just dump the water in all in one. I don't take them out like this. Dump the water in, close it, and then they steam. So this way I just have so many, so I'm trying to do it in batches. Okay, we're good. We're good here. So take these out, we get a little oil in here, and then we're going to put them back in, and then we're going to steam these bad boys. Okay. This part's going to get loud, so brace yourselves. Crank that up. Ooh, those are hot. So just kind of fit as many in here as we can. I'm hoping I can do all of them. We might have to do this in two. It's okay if you crowd them because now we're just steaming them. Don't want them to stick to each other. All right, we're getting all but 3. Whoop. So now, take a 1/4 cup of water. Have your lid ready. Crank the heat, and just gonna pour the water right in here, and then close it. You gotta be careful. That oil is obviously gonna splash that water. You know, oil and water don't mesh. Could you use an air fryer? I would steam them and then air fry them, I suppose. You don't, with the air fryer, because it's raw pasta, you really need to cook it first. So the pasta needs to be able to absorb water. So imagine like if you make spaghetti, if you have fresh pasta, you're gonna cook that in water before you bake it or something like that. So not quite sure how that would work, but I would say at least steam them first, then maybe put them in the air fryer to get a little crisp on them. Purple Pan Club. Come to think about it, I also have a purple pan with a steamer. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so I would steam then air fry for sure. How are we doing on time? Oh shoot, I'm like overtime. Sorry guys. Okay, so this needs to steam for about 4 minutes. So does the lid have a hole in it? No, I'm gonna release it here in just a second to let that steam out. Perfect, yes. Right now, there's like hardly any water in there left, so I'm just letting it absorb. I want the pasta to absorb as much as the water in the steam as possible. I like your pan. I like your pan. Just kidding. Thank you. I got these. I've had these for like 11 years. They're Cuisinart brand. They came in like a set. Like you get like a big sauce pot, and then like a smaller, or big like stock pot, I should say, and then like a little bit smaller stock pot, a couple sauce pans, 3 saute pans, and then this one. I've had them forever, and they work really well. And yeah, they've held up for a very long time. Okay, water's just about done in there, so we're just about done. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, thanks for the follow, guys. If you're not connected with Food Talk, you connect with them up here. We have live creators that go live every single day. So grill masters, home cooks, you guys name it. There's different types of cuisine on here every single day. Okay, sounds like we're getting about done. Yep. So here's our Potstickers. This looks a little yummy. This is on my first time. Well, welcome. Hit that follow button. You can follow my personal account. I go live every Monday as well. Ooh, some of these got a little crispy on the bottom. Oh yeah, that looks so good. Look at that. Okay. One of them's falling apart. That's normal. I'm just getting these out of the way. Now bring it over to the camera so you guys can see. These are delish. Holy moly. Look how good that one looks. Look at that crispiness. That GBD, that golden brown delicious. Yummy, you guys. Like I said, I make a bigger batch of these because, you know, it is work. So I want it to be worth my time. Okay, hi Pepper, come here. Come here. Come here, little girl. Pepper does not like the noise. She doesn't like the noise. She's afraid of boxes. You name it. Okay, Oh, let's check on that cucumber salad. Here we go. This has been chilling, good and cold. It should be very crispy. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let me grab a plate for these. And I won't keep you guys too long. I do want to show you one last little thing I do as far as like a little dipping sauce. I do this. This is like not the necessarily proper dipping sauce, but this is what I like. And I recommend you guys try it out. So I take a little scoop of chili crisp. And this is optional. Another good dipping sauce is like equal parts soy sauce to, 2 parts soy sauce, 1 part sesame oil, and a little bit of vinegar. But for this, I like to take this chili crisp, try to get some of the oil out too. I need that yummy chili oil. Okay, and some Chinese black vinegar. This is the best. You guys can buy this right on Amazon if they don't have it at your local grocery store. H Mart usually carries something like this, but you guys can get this right on Amazon and deliver right to your house. It's so good. So this vinegar is kind of like sweetened, and it's just gonna help, it's gonna help balance all the fat from the pork. So very good. Obviously I need a little spice with that chili crisp. Makes it really yummy. Okay, let's get the best looking pot stickers for our photo here. See how we want to do. I want to do like a 2x2. I don't know. I went to culinary school, but one of the things I struggled the most with was plating. Plating food, trying to make it look pretty. I don't know. I just really don't have a visual eye for that. But I say that and someone else might be like, dang, that looks really good. But to me, I'm like, I don't know, just too much of a perfectionist, I suppose. You love chili crisp. These look great. Thank you, Katie. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna serve a little side of this cucumber salad. You can stack it up and make it look pretty if you want. At the Chinese dumpling restaurant I go to, they always do like a little pyramid with these. And it always looks cute. So let's do what we can. And I need some sesame seeds. I know I got them out, but where did I set them? Here we go. And a little sesame seed garnish right on our cucumber salad. There we go. How's that look? Very tasty. I gotta just get a picture for the website really quick. And then I'll try it and tell you guys how it tastes. Alright, get my iPad out here. Look like someone's mom on the first day of school taking pictures with their iPad. How do we want to do this? This way looks nice. Take a photo. So what do you guys think? You guys gonna make this? It's really not that hard. Like, it's just a little time consuming, but it is easy. Here, let me bust out some chopsticks. Fran, are you still in here? Did you perfect your chopsticks? Wish I showed you last time. Looks great, Brittney. Thank you, Mima. Okay, so let's try one. I want this good crispy one right here. Probably really hot still, so I gotta be careful. So yeah, just dip that in that vinegar and that chili crisp. So good. That's good. That's really good. Whoopsie. Let me show you guys the inside of this. Oh. drop it. So here we go. Here's the insides. Got a little bit of that cabbage in there. You know, if you really want to be like super authentic, you could add like some vermicelli, which is like a rice noodle. That'd be good. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you so much. You have everything to make it 7 green onions? Well, just have to add like some onion powder. Mmm, so good. Thank you guys. Yeah, that cucumber salad, like the vinegar from the cucumber salad is really great. It helps kind of like complement that, the fatty dumpling, just like the sauce does. Very good stuff. Okay, awesome. I'm making homemade butter chicken tomorrow from, ooh, butter chicken is so good. That's gonna be delicious. Okay, share your recipe with me. Gala, share me your butter chicken recipe. Always looking for great recommendations. Will you be here tomorrow? There's another creator that will be on tomorrow, but if you want to catch me on my personal TikTok, it is Dinner for Dinks. That's D-I-N-K-S. Dinner for Dinks. That's my handle. It'll show up as Brittney G. So give me a follow. I go live every Monday at 7. I'll be here every Thursday at 7:30. And follow Food Talk. They have live creators every single day. So someone else will be on tomorrow cooking up something fabulous. Every day of the week, someone will be here. I'm not a pro at it. I get ya. Great live tonight. Thank you, Mima. Thank you, guys. All right, well, I'm going to take off, guys. Holding people up here. So it's been great. Thank you so much for hanging out. Yeah, that's my handle. She tagged me, Dinner for Dinks. Give that one a follow. Thank you. Thank you, Jan. Thank you so much. Okay, bye, Shay, baby. Awesome, guys. All right, see you guys later. Thank you.